and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live Manchester United news, transfer news, and update show. And this is a different kind of one. This is a discussion-based match preview kind of show because the Premier League is finally back. It has technically been back 2 days, but we don't care because that wasn't Manchester United. It's officially Manchester United Day. I'm excited. I've been waiting like the last 2 weeks for the start of the season because I've kind of got bored of no football. So Man United, don't make me regret this excitement. Do not make me regret this excitement. Sesko and Bumo Cunha. I'm really looking forward to this Arsenal game for the last few days. Please do not disappoint me because I am worried. I am nervous. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So we've been linked to Adam Wharton. We're going to talk about the links to Adam Wharton. Samuel Lucas has come out saying that the club's privately aiming to finish top 6 this season in the Premier League. Potential expectations of Ruben Amorim. To do that, I think we will need a midfielder. So we will talk about Adam Wharton, Manchester United making a move for him. But Benjamin Sesko, could Benjamin Sesko be starting today? He's obviously played in training games. Same with Onana. Onana and Sesko have not had pre-season, but they've been playing in training games and apparently doing really well. Obviously, spoke about in my video yesterday. Obviously, Sesko impressing coaches. I think Sesko is going to start today. We're going to talk about the rumours, some leaks around the lineup and all of that as well. But also Radev Vitek, another man of the match performance for Bristol in the Championship on loan as well. So got a really good goalkeeper out there in the academy out on loan. So that could be some challenges to Onana next season. Roma are in for Malacia. Sancho hasn't made a decision on whether he wants to join Roma. But yeah, let's talk about everything. We'll start with a bit of transfer news and then we'll get into the Arsenal game and my starting 11 prediction and all of that. And if I think Sesko will start and some rumours and all of that as well. There's not like a leak. There's one ITK claiming claiming that Sesko is going to start. There's literally just that. There's not an official leaked lineup, by the way, for those asking. It's just like one guy claiming, Sesko's going to start, which I think is just guesswork, but we will dive into that. But we have indications, I think, of how United are going to play because we've watched the pre-season games and all of that. But yeah, let's dive into the midfield situation. We'll talk about that quickly because I do want to talk about Arsenal. I want to do score predictions, have a conversation with you guys, just have a little short live show to discuss all things. But Alex Crook has come out and said that Manchester United are admirers of Adam Wharton and are weighing up whether to test Crystal Palace's resolve. Now, in terms of updates on Adam Wharton, I'm going to get them up on the screen in a second. But we were told by Alex Crook an hour ago that United are admirers of Adam Wharton and they're weighing up whether to make a move. We've got Indy Keller saying that United are now making firm inquiries for Adam Wharton. We have Simon Jones of the Mail saying that United are monitoring Adam Wharton. We have Rob Dawson, who said last month that if Manchester United can boost their budget, they will look at players like Adam Wharton. The Muppeteers even said at the beginning of June that Adam Wharton is a player that Manchester United admire. And even back in May, it was said that United admire Adam Wharton. Multiple outlets. But yeah, there's more reports coming out that United are looking at Adam Wharton and potentially might make a move. I'm going to be completely honest. Adam Wharton has Liverpool 2026 written all over him. I think he will go to Liverpool next year. Tottenham will try. I think he'll go to Liverpool next year. Eze is set to leave. Gay is set to leave. Crystal Palace will not sell Wharton. I think he will be just as difficult as Baleba to get. And Baleba physically off the ball is a bit better than Wharton. Wharton is a good player, and on the ball, he's better than Baleba. On the ball, as a progressive passer, he's a fantastic player, Adam Wharton. But he has got a little bit of that slightly overrated English tax where people are making out that he's the next Pedri. He's not quite that good. Calm down, guys. He's a great player. He would improve us. I would love him. But who's going to partner Maino better? Baleba or Wharton? Baleba any day of the week. Baleba is physically better, can cover more ground, can run in midfield on his own. So I think United are like, well, they have to choose between Adam Wharton or Baleba. You're never going to get both. And United are thinking, well, let's go for Baleba next year. And I think United are looking at 20, 30 million midfielders. Maybe that'll be Javi Guerra. Maybe that will be a Gome. I'm not sure. But I think United will be looking at 20, 30 million pound midfielders. So the money's there to go all out for Baleba, because we're looking at someone that can essentially replace Ugarte for this season. And next season, we're looking at a long-term Casemiro replacement, which is Carlos Baleba. We may even have to look at a long-term Bruno replacement next season as well. So Adam Wharton, potentially you could get on top of Baleba, but I don't think we will get Adam Wharton. I think Baleba is definitely ahead of him in our list, which makes sense. Hayden Hackney. I think Hayden Hackney is one of those where, like, to be honest, I don't know if he's good enough for Manchester United in the sense of, I think he's good enough for the Premier League. I think he's good enough to make the step up. He actually scored yesterday versus Millwall. One of my friends went to watch the game and said he played very well. I think he's definitely good enough to make the step up. He's definitely good enough to play in the Premier League. He's a very good progressive passer, Hayden Hackney. And I think he's one of those players that I could see Crystal Palace getting to replace Wharton with. I don't know if he's good enough for Manchester United in the sense of Dan James came. Dan James was okay at times, but we just knew he wasn't good enough for us. But we sold him for 30 million and we bought him for 15. Hayden Hackney's one of those, you buy him for 15. He might be a bit meh. We sell him for 30 million. He's one of those kind of players. Look, I'm open to Hayden Hackney. I said if he's £15 million, we might as well go for it. It's a no-brainer. But he's it's not like Baleba comes in, walks into the lineup, we're instantly better. Hayden Hackney comes in, I don't know how much he improves us. Do you know what I mean? I think he's good. I think he would be a great signing for Crystal Palace. I don't know how good of a signing he'll be for Man United, but I think profile-wise with his ability on the ball, I think if you can't get who you want and you can get Hayden Hackney for 15 million, I think it's a risk worth taking. That's how I sort of feel in regards to Hayden Hackney. Am I ready for Arsenal? Yes and no. Yes and no, because yes, I just want the game to start. I'm excited. No, I'm worried about the midfield. I'm worried about the approach, how we're going to do. Now, weirdly, last season under Amram, we were better in the bigger games when we basically played a flat back five and we parked the bus. But I don't know if I want to see that versus Arsenal. First game of the season, do I want to see us lining up, parking the bus versus Arsenal, City, Liverpool? I guess if it gets us as a result, yes. What I really want to see is the following week, how we do against Leeds. Who are we playing next week? Not Leeds. Was it week 3 that we played Burnley or Leeds? That's who I want to see how we line up really then against a low block. Adam makes a good point. Wharton on the ball would be brilliant. Basically, all of our centre mids lack that dictating playability. In an ideal world, if I had £1 billion in my bank account, I would buy Wharton and Baleba both to come to Manchester United to be a midfield pairing together. Like Wharton and Baleba together would be insane. If you can replace Ugarte and Casemiro with Wharton and Baleba, I'm all for it. Human and Wharton are not as fast as you think. They have Ugarte pace at best. We need ground eaters in midfield with athleticism. Human's got athleticism but isn't great on the ball. Wharton's fantastic on the ball, can cover ground but isn't as athletic as Baleba. None of them are as athletic as Baleba, and when this midfield needs athleticism, Baleba's key. 0 chance of Amram parking the bus. Don't know about Arsenal. I just think we could go quite defensive today versus Arsenal. I have a feeling Dalot's going to play right wing back, not Ahmad. I have a feeling about that. I don't know. I'm going to tell you the lineup I'd like to see and the lineup I think we'll see. So we're going to go to chosen11.com where we do our lineups. So bear with me a second. I'm going to show you the lineup I would like to see versus what I think we will see. So let's start with the lineup that I would like to see. And the lineup that I would like to see would involve Sesko. I don't know how ready he is, but I just think I think he's ready. I think he's had a pre-season with Leipzig. He played a behind closed door game for us. I want to see this front three. I think Martinelli, it's only Martinelli on the left for Arsenal, so play Ahmad. Dorgu on the right. And then I think I'm going to go with Aiden Heaven over Luke Shaw. For mobility, I think he'd be better. I think Luke Shaw has been cooked by Saka in the past. Apparently, Onana is fit and ready to play, so we're putting Onana in goal. Euro right centre-back is the biggest no-brainer. This is the big question. I would go Bruno and Ugarte. I don't think it's the game. I like Maino, but I'm just thinking legs. I think this is a game for Ugarte. I think Casemiro doesn't have the legs. We might need Maino in build-up, but because I'm expecting Arsenal to dominate possession, I would probably go with Bruno and Ugarte. And I would probably go with Maguire over De Ligt today, just for set pieces. I think today would be better suited to Maguire. So this would be my starting 11 going into the game. There's a part of me that would actually like to see something like this. But I don't think he'd ever do this, where Casemiro would be the central centre-back, and then we could have Bruno and Maino here. And then we can turn it into a midfield three, which would then suit us better. But then still, I feel like Casemiro could get overrun versus Arsenal. So I go with Maguire, 4 set pieces. So that's my lineup, and that's the lineup I would like to see. Sesko's an unreal athlete. He seems to keep fit. He's ready for some type of involvement. Exactly. I think Sesko's ready for the game. Arsenal play cautious games, all 10 players moving together. I don't believe the hype with their defenders. Test them, interestingly. But I think that Ruben Amorim's going to line up differently to this. So I think Ruben Amorim is going to have the low right wing back. I think Mbeumo is going to be on the bench. I think he's going to have Amad here. I think he's going to have Agate here. I think he's going to have Bruno here. And I think, not Bruno, sorry. I think he's going to have Casemiro here. And I think he's going to have Bruno here. I mean, there's even a rumour that Mason Mount's starting. So I think we'll line up like that. And I think it will be more like that. And then Sesko will come on later. And Mbeumo will come on later. I think it could be a lot more of a back five. I don't want to see this, but this is what I think he could do. And I think it could be more like that, if I was going to be completely honest. Or maybe he just drops Amad, which would kind of shock me, and goes Mbeumo, because I guess Mbeumo's more of a central player. I think it could be more like that. Maybe we see a Mason Mount and Bruno go deeper. Maybe we see something different, like we saw in the other game, and maybe Bruno does go deeper next to Casemiro, and we have a Mason Mount. I didn't really like that versus Fiorentina, but maybe we see something like that. You can't rule Mason Mount out of playing, but it will be interesting. But something tells me I think he's going to play Delo, to be honest. Belaber's Phoenix win will be cheaper. I don't know. If he has a great season at Brighton, I don't think it will be much cheaper, being totally honest. The thing is, I think Mbeumo could be on the bench because he's not quite fully fit yet. Amad could be right 10. Delo could be right wing back, I think. I think Mbeumo could be on the bench, to be honest. I think Mbeumo could be on the bench. Amorim plays a back five. He does. Bruno and Maino. Maino doesn't track back, and Bruno. No, sorry, I meant to put Bruno and Agate. I thought I did put Bruno and Agate. I just left Maino there because I was experimenting with something. I like Maino. If you're dominating possession, you want Maino in that midfield because he's the best on the ball. He's best at recycling possession. But I agree with you. I wouldn't want Bruno and Maino in a pivot together, especially against Arsenal, Subamende and Rice. I just left him in there. I think Agate would be a better partner for Bruno. They look better than Maguire, yeah, but I think Maguire's better suited to this kind of game. Why no one talks about Stiller? I like Angelo Stiller, but he's very good on the ball. But again, I don't think he would be. I don't know if he's physical enough off the ball. I think if we have a really physical midfielder, I think Agate and Stiller would complement each other well. I don't think Stiller complements Bruno well, if that makes sense. But I think Maguire for the headers. Amad looked sharp in pre-season. Could see him starting up front if Mbeumo wasn't fully fit. Me too. I think we'll have Mbeumo on the bench. I think, do you know what? Sesko could potentially start. I wouldn't be shocked if Sesko started. I wouldn't be shocked if Mount started. I wouldn't be shocked if Mbeumo started. But I do think it will be Amad right 10. I think Bruno will be in that Mount role with probably Casemiro and Agate behind, Cunha left 10, and Mbeumo and Sesko on the bench. That's what I think. Delo at right wing back. Guys, by the way, AS Roma have made contact to sign Tyrell Malacia from Manchester United. So Malacia has sort of been invisible all window, but we could finally be moving him on. Obviously, first game back of the season, first game at Old Trafford. A lot of people saying, would you start Luke Shaw at Aiden Heaven? I would go for Aiden Heaven. Let me know who you go for down below. A very, very reliable Dutch outlet that is very close to Malacia said that Roma, Porto and Besiktas are all interested in signing Malacia. So we've finally got some updates on some movement in regards to Malacia finally leaving. So I don't think we'll get much money, maybe 3-4 million. Bayern tried to hijack Xavi Simons to Chelsea, but Xavi Simons is still prioritising Chelsea, which probably makes Garnacho deal harder because Chelsea are looking at both players. No updates on Garnacho to Chelsea yet, but if Chelsea's left winger has a stinker today, hopefully they will go and pay up the money for Garnacho. We kind of need that, but I don't think he will. Obviously, AS Roma are now in pole position for Malacia. They've obviously put in the offer for Sancho. Sancho is still considering his options. Please leave, Sancho. And also, Manchester United player got Ethan Galbraith got man of the match today for Swansea. So good to see yesterday for Swansea. Good to see an academy player doing well. Alex Crook said that Manchester United are interested in Adam Wharton and are weighing up making a move, as mentioned earlier today. Samuel Lutka says that those privately at Man United are aiming for top 6. I would like top 6. I'd like to be back in the Europa League. Please, thank you very much. That's all updates coming in regards to United. Arsenal expected to play a lineup of Timber right back, Ryan goal, Calafiore left back, Gabriel and Saliba at centre back, so very defensively secure there, with Subamende and Declan Rice in the pivot for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard as the 10, Martinelli on the left, Gyökeres to start up top instead of Kai Havertz, and Saka on the right is the predicted Arsenal lineup as well. So let me know your score predictions down below. Heaven to cancel out Saka at left back, I agree. Mazraoui's back at grass training and should be back in the coming weeks. Xerxes is back at grass training. I think Xerxes could be on the bench, but we're not sure if Xerxes is fit enough for the bench. Some people say sure all day. Be interesting to see if Rasmus is even in the squad or if Rasmus starts. It'd be interesting to see if Højlund plays or gets any minutes. Sesko should play Højlund. Guys, would you play Højlund even though we're trying to kick him out? Would you? Let me know. Adam Wharton isn't fast enough. I think that we need Baleba for the intensity and speed. I agree. But I like Wharton, but I think Baleba's different. 2-0 United, 3-1 United, 4-0 Man United, 3-1, 2-2 is probably a closer bet, 3-0 to Arsenal. Yeah, let me know your score predictions. I always have this thing when it comes to Manchester United Arsenal. If it's at Emirates, I expect Arsenal to get a result. If it's at Old Trafford, I expect Man United to get a result. I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. I like these 3-1 Man United predictions. I love this 4-0 Man United prediction, but I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw. Gaz is similar with a 2-2, another 1-1. I mean, 8-2. If we can run it back and get an 8-2, I would be very happy. Wharton should partner Baleba. You know what? If we can replace Agati and Casemiro, Wharton and Baleba, I would love that. 1-1. Do you think we'll go back in for Baleba? Yep. I think we won't get Baleba this summer, but I don't think it's over. Sell Xerxes. No, I like Xerxes. I would keep Xerxes and give him opportunity. He's not fit. I don't even know if he'll be on the bench today. I got told Heaven got injured on Saturday, so might be sure. Ooh, if Heaven's got injured, it probably will be sure then. 3-0 Sesko hat-trick. Sesko hat-trick, he does the Gyökeres celebration in front of him. Do you know what? This is not only Man United versus Arsenal, not only the social media derby, but it's the Sesko versus Gyökeres derby, because Arsenal all thought they were going to have Sesko, and we all thought we were going to have Gyökeres. And I remember seeing these tweets from Arsenal fans, like, Sesko hat-trick at Old Trafford on opening day will be there. And I'm like, yeah, you'll be there, because Arsenal thought they were going to get Sesko. So, look, please, a Sesko goal, a Sesko hat-trick, a Sesko goal would be brilliant. 2-2, 4-3, 2-1, 7-0 Manchester United. Look, if we win 7-0, I will do a £1,000 giveaway on the channel if we win 7-0. 0-0 could be, I hope not. I'd rather a 0-0 than a 1-0 loss, though. 8-2, run it back. Absolutely what we want to see. Some 8-2s in the chat. 2-2, Bruno scoring. I tell you what, I had players like Kudus and Semenyo in my FPL, and then I changed it up and I brought Bruno in. So Bruno better back. Bruno better back today. Højlund not even on the bench. Obi on the bench. It'll be interesting to see if Højlund's on the bench or not. If Højlund starts, that would be weird but interesting. But I think Højlund will be on the bench, but I don't think he'll get any minutes, but I think he'll be on the bench. But that'll be interesting to see. Boring 0-0 predictions. I worry Baleba will have tons of competition in 2026. I agree. That's why I want Baleba now. I think Liverpool and Tottenham will 100% go in for him next year. And if we have another crap season, can we convince him to come? We're pretty confident that Baleba wants to move. Maybe we went in for Baleba now, knowing we can't afford him, but try to basically do what we can to convince him to come to us, so we know next year when there's all the competition for Baleba, we're ahead of them in the race to get Baleba. Maybe that's what we did. Christine predicts a 2-2 draw. People predicting 3-1 Arsenal, that again wouldn't shock me. Look, if you lose today, it's not the end of the world. Maybe it helps us buy a midfielder. If we lose today and our midfield's crap, my hope is that would make them go and buy Baleba. When we lost 4-0 to Brentford, they went and spent a load of money. If we lose and the midfield's crap, maybe we go and get Baleba. If we win, brilliant, we win. That's the way I look at it. I want to win, I want to do well, but if things aren't good, maybe that prompts them to buy someone. 3-2. 3-2. Do you know what? This game, if we win, I could see a 3-2 win, but then that's us scoring 3 goals. Who knows? But Sesko fit to play. I think Sesko's going to... I know Sesko will get minutes for sure. I know he'll be in the squad for sure. I don't know if he will start. I doubt Obi's going to start. I'd be very shocked if Obi came off the bench and scored versus Arsenal. That would be very funny. 3-1 United, 2-0 United, 3 United. Thoughts on Baleba? One this window, one next. Look, we can get Baleba this summer and Wharton next summer. I'd absolutely love that. If we only get one, we've got to go for Baleba. He's more what we need than Wharton. But if we can get both, love that. No excuses not to win loads. If we win 7-0, I would let anyone send me money. 2-1, 3-2, 3-1. So confidence today from the United fans. I'm thinking draw. It's Arsenal, but because we're at Old Trafford, I don't think we'll lose. But I'm also not confident enough to say we'll win. But we have a good record at Old Trafford. Arsenal sometimes worry too much about the occasion. So a lot of confident people in the chat. Sesko banger. Sesko will do 70 minutes. That wouldn't shock me. A Sesko banger would be nice to see. Are you still a Baleba? Look, I don't think Baleba's completely over yet. I don't think we're going to get him, but I also don't think it's over yet. Let's say we do lose 4-0 today and the midfield gets overrun. Watch us put 100 million bid in for Baleba. That's all I'm going to say. United could concede a few today. Do you know what? We're either going to play, park the bus, Delo and Dorgu at wing backs, flat back 5 defensive football and be fine. Or we're going to try and play good football and we're going to try and attack Arsenal and we'll probably give the ball away, be ran through and concede a load of goals. I think we're either going to be defensively good because we're going to set up as a back 5 and low block and frustrate Arsenal, or we're going to be open. And do what we normally do when we're open. Crystal Palace are looking at El Khanous because Eze looks set to go to Tottenham. Thoughts on Javi Guerra? He's just so good on the ball. Like, he's more of an 8 than a 6, but I just think he's so good on the ball. I don't know if you can partner him with Maino. There's questions over that, but I like Javi Guerra. I think there's a player there. 5 hours time, we will be playing Arsenal. I'm literally just counting down the hours. I cannot wait for this game. One of the last games of the weekend, but I'm just so excited for this game. It feels like it's taken ages. To get here. Hackney and Naipan will be interesting to watch in the Championship. Yep, Toby Collier's at West Brom now, by the way, guys. 3-1 to United. Positivity, I like that. All I'm going to say is Sesko is a monster in the air. We know Sesko is a monster in the air. We know Sesko can jump high. But what I am going to say is Mbeumo statistically put the most crosses in last season in the Premier League. Mbeumo was statistically the best crosser in the Premier League last season. With Sesko jumping sky high in the air and Mbeumo being the best crosser in the Premier League, that's always something that's quite good to see and quite nice to see as well. Going in there. Sesko's rapid. He's rapid, he's fast, and Mbeumo can put in a big cross. There's all of those things as well with Sesko. I probably won't do a watch long later because I'm probably going to go to the pub with some friends. So I probably won't do a watch long, but we will see. 1:20 a.m. in Brisbane, Australia. You will be up for it. Brave. Sesko 86 min to win goal to seal the win. A Sesko winner, an Obi winner, an Aiden Heaven winner. Those will just hit different. those will hit different. What do you expect from Arsenal? I expect them to be very defensively secure, very difficult to break down. I expect Arsenal to dominate possession, if I'm going to be completely honest, and I think it will be difficult for us. And I think we've got to be good on transition. I think when Arsenal get frustrated and send more forward to attack us, I think we've got to go and get them on transition there. And I think we've got to defend well and frustrate Arsenal. If you defend well, you do a low block, you can frustrate Arsenal. If you frustrate Arsenal, they can run out of ideas. They're not always the best at scoring goals, Arsenal. They score goals, but if you play a really big low block, they do struggle against that. But listen, people, I'm going to wrap up the show here. Just wanted to do a short live show, match preview ahead of the first game of the season. I'd start Ahmed at wing back, but I think Delo is going to start and know your guys' thoughts. But I will be back tonight after the game. I will have a match reaction to the game. I just don't do watch-alongs because I kind of just stopped enjoying watching Man United last season, so I just struggled to do watch-alongs. I'll probably bring them back when we actually good to watch again. I'll probably bring back the watch-alongs as well. Is there anyone we should raid? Is anybody live right now? Okay, guys, let's go and raid Never a Foul, people. Never a Foul is live right now. They're previewing all the games, so mostly Man United, Arsenal, but I'm sure they'll probably touch upon Chelsea, Crystal Palace. So they've got Arsenal and Manchester United people over on their channel. So let's go give Never a Foul a raid. Go over and watch their live stream. I'm going to redirect you there now. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, all people. Oh, one more super chat. Sorry. Appreciate the super chat. I would love to see Sesko at the receiving end of Mbumo's crosses against Fiorentina. I hope they manage to play to each other's strengths. Completely agree. Mbumo put in created 4 chances in that first half versus Fiorentina. It would have been nice to have Sesko. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.